Back in April during the Switch 2 presentation, history was made. Pokémon Colosseum and XD Gale of Darkness were actually in a Nintendo Direct. This was crazy. It's one of the things I got the most hype about. Oh, Pokémon XD! What? They're actually bringing XD in Colosseum? Yo, I thought they'd never touch those. That's crazy. They're actually bringing those back? I don't care if it's on the Nintendo Switch Online. Like, fucking XD and Colosseum were in the Nintendo Direct. I am... That's crazy. Now, why would I be excited for some old Pokemon games from the GameCube? Well, those of you who've played them probably know why already. These two games are two of the forgotten Pokemon games. But now they finally have been recognized and are coming to Nintendo Switch Online. Colosseum and XD. Games that have never been resold, have never been available for the longest time, and now they're going to be readily available for anybody to play. For a small fee of $50 a year. I won't be playing it on Nintendo Switch Online because it's a scam, but it's cool nonetheless. They just don't make games like this anymore, man. Like, this game is so unique. There's so much passion, so many cool ideas, and the only time this game has been referenced at all is when they added Shadow Pokemon to Pokemon Go and Shadow Mewtwo, the Pokken Tournament. And those games came out around the same time, 2015, 2016. That was insane. I got so hyped for that. So excited. Because, that's right, Shadow Pokemon are from Pokemon Colosseum. That's where they originated. But I was then sad to see that they didn't, keep using the idea. They didn't, it was a tease. Like, it was exciting, but it was a big tease because they never touched Pokemon Colosseum after that. So, they haven't touched these games at all. I guess until now. Until now. I have so many memories from when I was a kid playing this game, especially Colosseum. So many memories of getting up to the Keem and losing to his Entei a million times. Always picking Bayleaf because I didn't know that you could pick the other two starters. Because the guy who had Bayleaf was closest to you. Wes is just a fantastic character who, they wanted to make 17 because Pokemon fans would be 17 if they were 10 years old when the games first came out. The year this game came out, they'd be 17, and I think that was really cool. So Wes is just the coolest Pokemon protagonist. I know my first main Pokemon game was Fire Red, but I might have played Colosseum or Stadium before I played those. I don't quite remember. Because all I have to do is listen to the music, listen to the sounds of Colosseum, and I just... Oh, so much nostalgia, man. Like, these games are one of a kind. And they are. They are technically the first 3D Pokemon adventures. And I think that's a big reason why they want to forget them. Game Freak, I don't think Game Freak did not make them. The game is pretty much a combination of Stadium with an actual Pokemon game. And the thing is, these 3D adventures are better than the 3D adventures nowadays. Like, these games are better in ways. And also, games like the games nowadays also have the same textures as Pokemon Colosseum and XD. So, have that make sense. I don't know. I think they wanted to forget them because they were the first and they did it so well. Like, whoever, like Genius Sonority, I believe is the company who made the game, they just knew Pokemon. They knew exactly what to do. They knew how to make it different. They knew how to make it tougher. They knew how to make it more impactful. They knew what to do. And the biggest thing in the game centers around Shadow Pokemon. Such a cool concept. Pretty much evil Pokemon. Like pretty much dark Pokemon, you know? Not dark type, just like malevolent Pokemon, but they're forced to be that way. The reason for it is a little far-fetched, you know? They had the doors to their heart forcibly closing, right? To me, that translates to they were beaten and tortured into submission and turned them into fighting machines. Just like how a dog who's been treated poorly its entire life will be aggressive and will dislike humans, you know? Because that's all they know. And I think that's probably where the concept came from, you know? Like an animal who's treated poorly. And all you gotta do is give them some love and affection, care for them, be there for them, maybe slap them across the face a couple times, and they break out of it eventually. Or give them massages. Yeah, that's another thing you can do. And there's no wild Pokemon. There is an XD. There's some wild Pokemon you can catch. But I hope you don't do them. Shit, that kind of weirdos, God. But the only Pokemon you can use are the Shadow Pokemon. That's it. And yeah, Colosseum, you know, they got a lot of really shitty Pokemon available in that game. But XD just like improves on Colosseum in every way. Except for the protagonist. Wes is just way cooler than Mike. But that's also what made Colosseum probably the hardest Pokemon game. Is the fact that between every battle being a double battle, which is another crazy thing. You know, the only Pokemon available are Shadow Pokemon, and the Pokemon that are available are mostly jank. Like Magcargo and, you know, like Jumpluff and shit like that. It's just like, why? Especially in Generation 3, where there is no physical special split. So some of these Pokemon are just, you know, they're not at their full potential. And the way you obtain these Pokemon, you stole them. You stole them, or as they say, snag. You snagged them from other trainers. Because there's something called a snag machine, which somehow lets your Pokeballs, you know, capture other trainers' Pokemon. They don't need to explain it. There's no need to explain it. You know, like, this machine allows you to catch other Pokemon. That's it. It's just cool because they took the whole thing with the villain, because Wes, another cool thing, he used to be part of I guess an evil team. They were more like thugs rather than an evil team, but he's not from the evil team. He's from like a Team Snag'em, which you probably already know. Why am I explaining? He's from Team Snag'em. In the beginning of the game, he steals the machine from their hideout. And instead of using it to catch everybody's fucking Pokemon, he uses it to capture the shallow Pokemon from the bad guys, from the villains, and purifies them. So the fact that you can steal Pokemon, that's how you get the Pokemon. That's awesome. And in every single battle's a double battle. Every single one. And double battles were new back then. So this game takes full advantage of them. I think it's because of this game, honestly, Colosseum XD, that, you know, Pokemon ended up making double battles their official battle format. You had to use strategy. It was a little bit tougher. You couldn't just, like, you know, get through everybody. They actually gave the NPCs strategies. Like, there's a rain trainer, there's an earthquake guy, the final boss has a Slowking who skill swaps with a Slacking to take the ability away, so Slacking could just fuck everybody up. Like, and speaking of like characters, the characters are quirky, very weird. You know, they don't feel like Pokemon characters. Like, and the names are very, I don't know where they got their names from. They probably just came up with some random shit. Put it in a name generator. Wexter? Okay, yeah, sure, yeah. Let's make that a name. Kill him? Yeah. That's great. But of course, the best character to come out of these games is Mira B. A groovy 70s disco guy who just loves to dance to his music and fight with his Ludicolo. It's just fucking funny. Giant afro, half red, half white, like a Pokeball. I love him. I love him to death. I would love to see Mira B in a current game, but I don't think it'll ever happen. And the Ouray region itself was just, you know, I think it's supposed to be based on like Western US, so like lots of desert and stuff. So yeah, and that's a big reason why there's no wild Pokemon, because the area is so dry. and you get around on a fucking hover bike. It's awesome. Like, what? In XD, it's like a hover scooter. You know, it's really it's not as cool. But you're like a kid in that one, so I am in love with these games. Like, they have so much charm, so much originality, so much passion and love for Pokemon in them. It's just something that the current games just fail to capture. Pokémon Colosseum has snagged my heart. Pokémon XD has snagged my heart. And I'm just happy to see them finally being recognized again. They're probably gonna come out sometime on NSO, sometime, like probably either on Pokemon Day or post Pokemon Day. It's just cool to see. I just had to gush about these games because there's so much, and oh, but the music, fantastic. Tsukasa Tawada, amazing composer, and he's actually still doing shit on YouTube. He's doing like little small covers of the old Pokemon Colosseum XD songs. It's just great to see, you know, that he also loves the games as much as we do. His music is iconic. The only thing, he could have made them a little longer. That's the only thing, so we can enjoy it longer, you know. He could have made each track a little bit longer, but no problem. Again, like, they're short loops, but they still sound crazy good. Crazy good. I love these games. I love shadow Pokemon. I love stealing other people's Pokemon. Like that. So many great ideas. And I'm excited to see a whole new generation of people, maybe, you know, actually be introduced to these games once more. They deserve so much love, so much recognition. They deserve it all. They really do. And Game Freak, take some notes. Take some fucking notes from Colosseum and XD Gale of Darkness. These are the types of games I want to see. Especially now with the whole battle simulator game coming out. Champions, they can now experiment a lot more. So I want to see more shit like this. Though they probably won't do it as well as Genius Sonority did it. Ah! Jimmy! Is that you?
Jimmy!
Heh, it's me, you fool.
Ricky, I'm in the middle of recording. Can you lower that down, please?
We both know nobody's listening to your stupid ass anymore. Let the music spin.
I hate to admit it, but he's right. Boogie, everybody!